Welcome to Disneyland!
It's spring break. I'm still waiting for a lot of the parts to come back from the zinc plater. It's very difficult to assemble a car when you don't have any bolts. So we decided to go to Disneyland for a couple of days.
Here you go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Now I'm getting to the point in the restoration where I'm going to start thinking about accessories and things that will kind of make the car special, bring a little additional interest. So I called my friend Lindsay McConnell. He kind of specializes in 1941 Plymouth parts. Asked if he had anything that I might be interested in. We found a couple of items. I decided to go ahead and get these, and they came today in the mail. So let's see what we have here. I can get this open. Here's the first thing. Very nice. It's a clock for the dashboard. My car has a blank plate where the clock should go, and a clock was a nice accessory. So I thought that would be something that would kind of make the car a little more special. And this is the other item. It's a license plate frame, and it's the original Mopar. Let me see if I can get the box open here. Boy, it's all still in the original wrappers and everything. And there you have it. Look at that. So these expand. They move in different directions, but they'll expand to whatever size for the license plate. And then also came with that some of the hardware. So it looks like everything is here. My tip this week is pretty simple. It's to put a drop cloth down on the garage floor before you start working on your car, especially if you're going to be changing the oil or scraping grease off of the frame. This is a paper drop cloth, which I found works extremely well. It's plastic on one side and paper on the other side. So while the plastic protects the cement from oil and grease, the paper absorbs things that you drop so you don't end up tracking them into the house on your shoes. They cost about $3. You can pick them up at a hardware store called a paper poly drop cloth. I love it when I find a new vendor who makes a part that I haven't been able to locate, and that's what happened to me recently. I was looking on eBay and noticed that someone was selling these square trunk lid bumpers, which are very difficult to find. I can find the wedges, but I hadn't been able to find the rectangular ones. I purchased these and then contacted the seller and asked if they had anything else. Turns out, not only did he have these, he had several parts that I had been looking for. The name of the company is Metal Rubber, and it's Dave Cruz, and you're going to meet him in just a minute. I had a chance to go visit the plant where they make these parts. But in addition to the trunk bumper, I was also able to find the firewall grommet that has 3 holes, Previously, I'd only been able to find the one that had 5 holes, and my car needed the 3-hole version. And something no one had had before that I had seen were the rubber grommets that were needed to install the headliner supports. So I was really happy about that. I also found out that he has an entire list of parts that he makes, many of which I don't think anybody else is making. So let's take a minute and visit the plant where these parts are made.
I'm Dave Cruz from McConnell Rubber Corporation. Been in business since 1971 and got started doing rubber rollers and got into doing Plymouth parts as I was restoring an old 50 Plymouth that my dad had bought brand new. And now I'm building Plymouth parts for that. So we go from there.
Dave has a full CNC machine shop where they can build about anything from start to finish. The process starts by measuring the part like this 1951 Plymouth taillight seal. The measurements are entered into a computer program that generates the code for the CNC machine. This machine, called a milling center, can make an entire part or mold once it's programmed. It can be loaded with 21 different cutting tools that are changed out automatically as the part is made based on the computer program. When it's time to mold the part, the rubber needs to be formulated. It can go from a very soft rubber to a very hard rubber that can actually be machined. One molding process begins with liquid urethane that is poured into the mold and cured in an oven. Here is a belt that's coming out of the mold. They also use silicone rubber and neoprene rubber depending upon the application. Here is a roller with bonded rubber being taken out of the mold. And then it's off to the machine shop for finishing. Alright, so you have the lens seal and the body seal.
Lens seal and then the body seal.
And that's the problem I'm having is I can find some of the body seals, but I can't find any of the lens seals.
Yep, and that's what we're trying to do is reproduce. You know, if we can get a good enough pattern, then we can duplicate it.
Another hard to find part that Dave makes is the fuel tank strap sleeve bolt. So if you need one of those, make sure you get in contact with Dave. His email and website will be in the description. The question I had this week was what type of adhesive did I use to attach the weather stripping to the trunk lid. There are actually several different types of weather strip adhesive you can buy at your auto parts store. I chose the 3M. It comes in yellow and black, and I bought black so if I were to get it up onto the weather stripping, it wouldn't show as much. That's about all for this week, so until we meet again, I'll see you on the road.